Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We are here for episode number 14. My name is Christian Dragonetti. We are proudly supported by Halfcaf Golf, as always.
As always.
Joel Mitchell is joining me, Australian PGA professional. And Joel, how are you, firstly?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
I'm excited. I've been excited for the past probably 4 or 5 days now.
I know. It's a very momentous occasion for us.
It's been a long time in the making. It feels like that anyway, because we've been asked by so many people, when's this going to happen?
When's this going to happen? And it finally has. But It's a momentous occasion for us, ladies and gentlemen, because we have our first official guest on the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. Now, you guys might know him, and we've referenced him a lot on this podcast already as Short Game Michael.
Short Game Michael!
But we know him as Michael Palomares. Michael, thank you for coming, mate. How you doing?
It's an honour. It is an honour. Like you said that you were going to have all these people like Min Woo Lee.
Don't forget that he reckons he has a contact for him.
Yeah, and you ended up with me as your first guest. So yeah,
upgrade if you ask me.
Well, it's an upgrade.
Upgrade if you ask me.
I think you've got a better short game than Min Woo Lee. So
arguable. Yeah.
arguable. You're a better putter than him at least.
Yeah, I'd like to put it to the test.
Jesus.
You reckon we
Are you
can
calling
tee
him
up
out?
Yeah, I'm calling Min Woo Lee out. Straight up.
This is unreal. You Heidelberg members, I swear. He reckons he could beat Justin Thomas at Heidelberg. You reckon you can putt better than Min Woo. This is insane.
I reckon you could beat JT at Heidelberg.
Fair enough.
We know
I'm glad you do. Look at the look on his face right now.
I'll back it. Fuck it. Why not?
Everyone can beat Justin Thomas.
We might have a special app, me versus Min Woo and you v JT.
All right, we'll have to
I'll
organise
record.
it. 10 years down the track.
Video.
Yeah,
Why
Joel
not?
can steer.
I'll
We've
record.
already sacked you off by that stage of the podcast,
Yeah, that's
mate.
a good point. That's a
That's
good
it.
point. I'll be on Drinks Cup.
Just bring that microphone a touch closer to your mouth, mate. That's good. Thank you very much, mate, for joining us. We really appreciate it. There's sort of 2 reasons why we've asked you to come in today, and we'll get to the second one later on. But the listeners have been asking, who's this Short Game Mike?
Yeah.
What's he all about?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, mate, and your sort of journey to get to where you are now, because you're playing off what at the moment?
10.
10 exactly.
Pretty much 10 exactly. It drops between 9.5 and 10.5. Goes in between the two of them.
Yep.
It's not going down, but it's not going up.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. So and so when has golf always been a number one sport for you or no?
Nah.
Because I think you and I are pretty similar in this.
Yeah. As we talked about before, plenty of times when we played golf, soccer was our sport.
Our number one sport.
You have mentioned that every time I play with you.
Yeah.
That you always sort of, that soccer was priority and then it was golf when you could.
Correct.
Sort of thing, not the other way around.
Golf was always a second or third choice sport for me, and having played as much golf with Michael as I do, we play together every week. It's worth noting. It was our second or third choice
For
sport.
how long now?
Do
Do you reckon you've been playing? Like religiously?
Nearly 2 years.
Really? It's been
Nearly
that
2
long?
years every week.
Shit.
And then obviously it goes without saying we've got a third, Mitchell Cooper.
Yeah.
He'll hound us if I don't give him a mention.
And I made it on before him.
That's why I know you got bragging rights as well.
claim
He's
to
going to be fuming.
he does have B grade clubbies over me.
I know. He won our B grade club
B-grade
champs
champ,
last year.
What's your B grade go? What's your A grade go up to?
Whatever.
Eight.
the-
Is it
8 or
8? Is
9.
it?
8 or
Oh,
9.
wow.
I think it was 9.
Nine.
this year.
And then B
okay.
grade is 9.1 to 12.0 or 13. No, 13.
It'll be 9.5, wouldn't it? Or is it a daily?
No, it's your GA.
Okay.
It's your GA, but then like the cutoff. So A grade is obviously whatever to 8.9.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
9.0, sorry.
Yeah.
And then B grade is 9.1
Yeah.
to, I think, 14.
Is your club is in November?
November.
Is that your goal, A grade? Or do you not care
Nah,
enough?
my goal is
B grade first.
scratch.
Of course, as everyone's is, so is his.
I mean, so is mine. But
Yeah.
yeah, you want to play A grade club is this year coming
I
up.
think everyone wants to play.
But yeah,
A-
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the real competition of club champs at
That's
any
it.
club.
That has
That's
that
it.
gross aspect of it. Like people go, yeah, I won the B grade gross
And no one
event,
cares.
but they were but they were 55 over. So it's like
That's it.
Yeah,
but you've been a member at Berg for a couple of years now, 3.
3 coming on to 4.
Yep.
I think it was end of 2019. It was just after COVID,
After COVID or before?
like right at the end of it.
Oh, okay, right.
Like,
okay.
you know, when they were like, oh, you can go play golf, but you can only have 2 people.
yeah,
That's basically
that's pretty
when
much
me
when
and you
I
were pumping
ended.
in.
That's pretty much when I sort of started.
taking the shit seriously.
Yeah,
in terms of your golf? That's when you and I were really pumping it. And getting to know
Really
each-
put the head down. I was always like, golf was always my number one priority. But that was when I really sort of started thinking, hang on, I'm actually half decent at it. But,
Absolutely.
So you just started getting serious when I just started playing.
Yeah, what's this
So-
like? What 20? No. I was starting to get serious before
Because COVID was like 2020.
Yeah, no, I was serious
ended,
before that.
like into 21.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
3 years ago now. So that's
Yeah.
roughly when you were joining the golf club.
Yeah.
That's when you and I, Joel, were really starting to like establish the friendship that we've got now.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
playing together every week, and
I
I was
sorta-
booking the 2 group tee times, and
I honestly played. So how we started out was you were the only sort of regular that I could see on the timesheet that I knew.
Yeah.
So hence why I booked with you so often, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And then it goes, okay, hang on, and you end up saying, why don't we just play every Saturday? It's like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
yeah,
It's pretty similar to how we started. Like,
Pretty
we
much.
were like,
It's
so I'm kind of sick of playing with other people. We get along well. Let's
Yeah,
start
let's
playing
just do
together.
that.
Start a group.
Michael and I were in B grade
how it all
clubbies,
starts.
not last year, the year before, so 2022. We both played B grade, and we were like a group or two away from each other for the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So we'd be standing on the tee box watching other blokes tee off, and all of a sudden I would go, what are you doing what are you doing next week? On the final day, I was like, what are you doing next week? And you're like, no, nothing. I'll tee off at 8:30 like I do every week. I'm like, sick. I'll book us in.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks later, it was like, oh, yeah, Mitch, like I'm booking us in too.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's just,
Just
been
evolved.
every
Just
week.
evolved.
You
Just
know,
evolved.
It's been awesome. And, you know, I've made mention that we've made an effort in the last sort of 6 to 8 months to try and get into the golf club after a round of golf and go and have a bite to eat and all that kind of stuff, and really trying to immerse ourselves into the culture of the golf club.
Well, now you got a regular.
Absolutely.
Like you've got that regular, no fallback. It's like if you book in regardless, really. And if one of you go, I can't play, you can't play. You got a wedding, someone dies, like
It
There's
happens.
always someone.
It happens.
always
And there's
something,
been a lot of things that do pop up over the years, and that obviously happens.
That's
But my
everywhere.
rule's always been, I'll book you regardless, and
Yeah.
if you want to pull out, pull out.
pull out. So be
No
it.
dramas.
So be it. So hopefully someone half decent
And
jumps in.
because we got a 3, that 4th spot, I think it's fought by a lot of other members. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to go play with Mitch Drags. And
Yeah, because it's a good vibe. It's probably a mint vibe.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, we keep making the joke. We get a couple of blokes that'll play 2 weeks in a row with us, and they'll turn around and go,
then they
"Oh,"
leave the golf club.
And we always say that we, yeah, true. They come to Rosanna. But no, we end up saying to them like, "Oh, you know, your audition went really well, but unfortunately, mate, we're gonna,
You didn't cut it.
you didn't make the cut."
we've had bribes before, a couple $100.
So
You gotta
that's-
pay to be in the
That's
jury.
always the gag because again, like, and yeah, if you want to play with us every week, no dramas. Like that's up to you. Just let us know.
Your 2-week free trial is up.
It will now cost you a sleeve of Pro V1s.
every week.
Each.
But Mitch uses the refurbished one, so it's a little bit cheaper.
Oh, Jesus. The A grade, they call them.
Yeah, the double A grade.
Fuck.
the Callaway no spinners.
Only been hit once.
That's
Jesus
it.
Christ. Well, that conversation with that clubbies and the handicap dropping actually leads us into
The
something
second
that,
reason why Michael's here today.
yeah, something that you actually brought up during the week. You sent me this particular article and said, read this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why can't we just chat about it? And you're like, no. It had a couple good points, and it raises a topic that I think every club golfer, regardless if you play off like a scratch to a 54, and now that it's 54, which I think is fucking
Is it
outrageous,
54
just
for
like-
men's?
54 is the limit for everyone,
Okay, that makes a bit more sense for this other article that
which
I've got saved.
I think is absolutely outrageous. But like, there's one thing to have a handicap of 54, but another thing to be able to compete. What was that?
I've just shown Michael something on my laptop, another article that I'm going to use in this argument or debate that we're going to have.
Anyway, but having the handicap of 54, and there was this particular article actually raised a good point. I like the fact that it had you can play off a particular handicap, but to compete in a certain comp, you have to be off a certain handicap. You know what I mean? So you can play off 49.
Yeah.
Just can't play in the comp. You can play a handicapped round
Yeah.
where you compete to get your handicap down. You compete against yourself.
Anyway, let's explain what before you go and give
Yeah,
away
well,
the
you've got
crux
the
of the
article there.
article. I've
You've
got the articles
article
here. So basically,
Skim through it.
I'll skim through it a little bit. And the title of it is, and this is why I've asked for Michael to come in today, because we have this conversation every fucking week.
You said that, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the title of this article is The Handicap System in Golf Has Ruined Club Competitions, and it is the only sport that rewards mediocrity. So basically, the gist of the article is that lower handicap to scratch golfers are struggling at their club levels to win their Saturday comps or their monthly medals or whatever it might be, because players who are playing off higher handicaps, and I'm not talking 15, 16, I'm talking 27, 28,
40.
30, 40.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think we've got any. I think 36 at Heidelberg is the limit of what they'll give out.
Really?
Yep.
See, we've got players that are playing off 48 coming in with 47 points.
Yeah, and that's
Like-
the argument that we've got is that, Michael plays off 10, I play off 5, you play off +5.
Yeah.
Right? And our mate plays off 8 or 9.
Yeah.
We need to shoot the absolute lights out
Yeah.
in order to get even close, because competitions every Saturday are 41, 44, 45 pointers.
Yeah.
And for me, that's like what, 3 or 4 under par?
Yeah, so let's go around. Let's go like around the circle. Pretend we're in school right now.
Yeah.
We'll go around the circle. We'll have your pinpoint of your position within a competition field.
Yep.
And what your mentality is going into it. Are you striving for that $40 onto your account, or are you striving to post that number? Same with you. You're at that level now where you're playing to 4 or 5. You're capable of shooting that 1 or 2 over.
Yep.
You can also have a bit of a stinker.
Yep.
We're all
It
capable
happens.
of it. You're at that, trying to break 80.
Yeah.
That's your goal probably every time you go play around.
80s, yeah.
80 is like
80's
your
fine.
number that you want. Anything better, great. But otherwise, your 36 points, you're happy with. And I'm trying to shoot as low as I can.
Yeah.
And on certain days, I could have 33 points. And that's 2 under for me.
Well-
sometimes.
Go back to the round that you and I played a couple of weeks ago at Heidelberg
Yeah.
off the whites, and
Yeah.
you're playing off +7 for the day.
Yeah.
You shot 7 under the card, and Michael played with us that day too.
Yeah.
And you tore the house down,
Yeah.
especially on the front 9, which was technically a second 9.
Yeah, went scuba.
Right.
Yeah.
You went scuba diving.
Yeah.
Right. And shot 7 under with
Yeah.
a bogey to shoot 36 points.
Yeah, so I had 36 points, but yeah, anyway,
the
I'll,
argument-
I'll elaborate on my mentality throughout that day and what I was actually thinking about, hence the argument of, does that actually affect me to play a club comp? Does that make sense? So
Yeah, okay.
Does that
But
make
does
me
it?
not want me to play club golf?
But
All right,
does it?
I'll start. Fuck it. So I'm playing off a figure where I literally have to shoot a course record.
Yeah.
Every time I go out and play
To get close.
to get close to winning the club comp. But my mentality is particularly playing tournament golf. I play a fair bit of tournament golf. I'm going out there to shoot the lowest number possible. Right. So regardless of a handicap, it's good to see that 36 points playing off +5 or whatever it is.
But that's not how you're judging
That's not how I'm judging the way I played.
Yeah.
Because it could be piss and rain, blowing its head off, greens are something, I might not have hit it good and I shoot 2 under, but I played well.
Yeah.
But it says 33 points. So on paper, I haven't played that great.
No.
But to my own standard and the elements of the day, yes, I have. I've played well. I've still shot under par considering the elements.
And-
So that's my mentality.
With all due respect, I don't think this article is targeting golfers like yourself.
No, I agree.
I think this
completely
is
agree.
completely the opposite end of the spectrum for
This is
you.
probably-
where it's
this is
like-
honestly
'cause
probably targeting-
You don't go out every Saturday religiously like Michael and I do. You might do anyway, but you're not here playing every week. Like, it's not your one round of the week where you want to play well.
True.
Right?
True. And a bonus is to see your name at the top of that leaderboard. This article relates probably perfectly to yourself, Michael, which
Yeah.
is hence why you've got him
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's playing that one round a week, and if you can get out during the week, even just to hit balls, that's a bonus.
Exactly.
So
and we're in the same boat for that. So
Even-
tell us exactly, Michael, what your thoughts, because I sent you this article as well.
did you read the article?
I read
skimmed
I read,
through it?
I read
Yeah,
through
beautiful.
it quickly this afternoon during lunch. But the thing that we play for is Tournament of Champs. And this is where
This is the other end of the spectrum
this
for us.
is where it comes in, because Tournament of Champs is the day that everyone wants to be a part of.
So I'll just explain it. Sorry,
yeah,
Kate.
yeah.
I'll just explain it. Tournament of Champs, we have every club's got their pro pin. They
Yeah.
put $1 in for the kitty, and the closest to the hole wins the
Yeah,
money.
I remember the
the
pro
other
pin,
one we've got is Tournament of Champs. So on our major days, which are Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, the winners of those competitions go into the final. And the finals normally held in December, normally around Christmas time. And all the winners of all those major
So
day comps,
three people a week.
Three
Three
people-
people a month.
No,
A
a
week.
week.
A
Basically a week. And you can win as many times as you win.
So
that
last
comp
year,
for
for
that day.
example, I had 2 wins last year. I had a good year last year and had 2 wins. So I had 2 entries, right?
Okay.
So I played in the Tournament of Champs final. We all did in the end, right? And that is where the money for the tournament is given away. So it's a $2 entry, and all the kitty goes straight back to the golfers. First prize last year won $1,000.
That's
If you win Tournament of Champs, was it more?
I think it was more.
Or did he just win a couple of rounds in the raffle?
No, he won 2.
So not only is it $1,000 for first prize on your shop account if you win the comp, but then there was also a $250 raffle. So if each win that you have throughout the season equals 1 raffle ticket,
Oh, okay, that's cool.
right? And it's a $250 prize as soon as your name gets pulled out of the hat.
Yeah.
And it's $250 on your shop account. So yes, you're paying $2 every week into this kitty, but it's all going back to the golfers.
Yeah, the club
like
doesn't.
it.
The
That's
club does
cool.
not take any part.
It just
Apparently.
accumulates.
Yeah, apparently. There's this, but we won't get into that.
Probably a percent
So
it's in there
the
somewhere.
Players comp, which is like everyone puts money in,
Yeah,
everyone fights for it at the end of the year.
absolutely.
I like that. So that's what that's your
That's your goal.
that's
what
your
we're
club
striving
comp.
for.
Because-
we want to win comps to get into Tournament of
Yeah,
Champs.
yeah,
Because it's a fun day. It's free piss for the day.
Yeah.
Tee off in the Arvo. It's December, so it's hot,
Yeah.
right? And then you got a chance of winning $1,000 if you string together a good day.
Okay, so that's what you're striving for when you play your Saturday comp.
Yeah,
you want
because
to win that.
Yeah, every week you go in and you pay your $1 or $2, whatever it is, I can't remember,
Yeah.
and you want to enter into Tournament of Champs.
Yeah, that's your
That's
your
the,
thing.
That's the goal, I think.
Okay, so when you see some
once you're in it, your goals change, but you want to get in that Tournament of Champs,
yeah.
and you want to be there on that day in December. You want to be drinking free piss, free food, and you want to have a chance at winning $1,000.
Okay, so basing it off that article and how that reads and what that actually says,
Yeah.
if you're playing off 10 daily off the Blues or whatever it might be, I'm not sure, 10 daily, and you have 40 points, you've shot 6 over par, and you're like, fucking sweet, that's my best round I've had in a couple months or something like that. You played awesome, and you're just praying that holds up. And then I don't want to say these people are clowns, but you have someone playing off 33 that's shot 25 over par but had 44 points or 45 points and pipped you.
Yep.
Are you looking at that going, hang on, I've just
yeah.
beaten them by 20 odd shots. And
Would you agree that the phrase daylight robbery comes into your mind as soon
100%.
as you see that score?
I think so, 100%.
And it's like the simple answer. The people are going to turn around and be like, well, just play good. Like, just play well on the day. Easy said than
Within
done.
reason.
It's golf at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and
within reason.
it's the handicap system is there for a reason, and
Yeah.
it's why it's the best game in the world, because it's there.
yeah,
What I don't appreciate is that, like you said, there can be limits set. Like, obviously, there's still the A grade comp. There's still the B grade
there's still
comp.
grades,
There's still the
which-
grading comps, which helps. And that's for money on your shop account on the day. If you're the best A grade
bonus.
player, you win $65 or whatever it might be.
Fantastic.
Great. But for us,
That doesn't count.
doesn't get you to Tournament of Champs.
you got to be number one on
You
You have
for
to
the
win
day
the comp
out of
outright.
Number
210 people. You got to shoot that 409 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, it'd be almost impossible.
It probably would be because I'd play. So I'd have to play from the blacks to play off. Do I lose a shot at Heidelberg playing off the black? Yeah.
No, you'd probably you'd probably say the same. But here's the other thing, right? Like, this is the other half of the conversation. The world handicap system that we've adopted in the last 2 years since COVID, or 3 years, right? It's sloped.
Yeah.
And it's graded based on your ability, right? And what I mean by that is, it's probably the wrong words to say. Like, we played Heritage the other day. Off the blacks, I got 4 extra shots on my handicap. You got 2.
Yeah, so the difference there is, this is the other thing that I kind of understand in this sense, like playing off a low figure. So for myself, playing off that +5, regardless of what tees I'm playing off, and
It's not a
regardless
challenge.
where I'm playing, or where, like regardless where I'm playing, my aim is still to shoot a particular score, still to shoot low. So I'm still capable, based off of my back nine, regardless of 16. That's on video. I made a mess of that, but I'm still capable of shooting those 7, 8, 9 unders off the black tees at Heritage, which is the tour course, which is pretty difficult. Like, there's
Yeah.
some fucking long par fours. It's pretty challenging. You got to hit it pretty good, and you got to putt it well to even remotely play near your handicap or near your standard. But I know at the level that I'm sort of at, that I know I'm capable of that. Whereas playing off 4 or 5, that's a bit of a stretch, because you know what I mean? There's a reason why there's a handicap there. Like, it gave you 9 because it knows 4 or 5 off that level.
That
You
tee
have to
box.
play.
And let's take nothing
just-
away from the golf course. It's a challenging golf course,
Yeah.
and it was a challenging day from that tee box.
Yeah.
That principle is still taken to Heidelberg Golf Club or to Rosanna Golf Club or to Yarrambat, Burnley, wherever you go. Depending on what tee box you're playing off, the higher generally you are, the more shots you're going to get as a penalty, right?
Yeah.
So if Joe Blow over here is playing off 36 off the blacks at any golf club, he's probably going to get an extra 3 to 4, maybe 5 shots.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like at Heidelberg, right? We get 1 playing off the numbers we are. I would not be surprised if Dave Johnson playing off 27 pumps up to 30.
Pumps
Gets
up
an
to
extra-
29. Gets an extra couple.
a couple of shots than what we would at our numbers.
It's trying to,
because it's gradual. It's sloped.
It's always trying to bring everyone into that same little bubble.
Yeah.
It's going, he's playing off 27. It's not the greatest standard as it is. So it's like off a tougher tee. We're not going to give him just that 1 extra shot because he's going to be like, what the fuck? I'm playing such a harder golf course and you only give me 1? Really? I'm struggling to shoot my handicap as it is. So in that sense, I understand. But in terms of what this article reads, saying the actual club competition aspect of it, I like how it said if you play off 18 or less, that's when you should be entered into the competition.
I think, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I don't want to jump too far ahead, right? I just want to read out a quote that the author of this article, whose name is, where is it? Nick Bonfield speaks, and I think he's talking about somebody he might work with. The quote reads, "I played with my dad at Wentworth the other week." Wentworth is quite a reputable golf club in the UK.
Yeah.
And we were off the yellows, which I'm assuming is a tough. He was off 8 before we teed off, and he went up to 13.
Yeah, so
Right,
that's probably
more than a
the tips.
50% increase.
Probably the tips.
This guy says, I'm playing off at plus 0.6 and I went up to 0.
So he's gained a shot.
Half a
Hang
shot.
on, that doesn't.
Right? I'm never beating my dad off that. I played solidly, but have to give him a shot on 2/3 of the holes. It just felt mad to me.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, it's not a consistent increase the higher up the spectrum you go.
Yeah.
At least that's what it seems to be.
It's
And then
understandable
fast
though.
forward to another article where it says amateur golfer wins Stableford competition by 21 points. Right? Old mate
He's done a Brian.
on I won't name him. His name is on the article
Yeah.
again from Golf Monthly. He shot over 100 playing off a handicap of his GA was 53.28 and he had 61 Stableford points.
And that's a colourful card.
It's a very red and yellow card. He had
He still
he
had
had three-
20. He
he
still
had-
had 28 over.
He had 4 pars. The first hole he had a par for 5 points. The 10th hole he had a par on a par 3 for 5 points. Each par he's had is for 5 points, which means that he's getting 3 shots a hole
Yeah,
at least.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And playing off a
Yeah.
GA of 53.2. Off the blues, you'd imagine that's a GA or a daily of 54, 55. And he's at 61 points
Well, it maxes out at
because he's
54,
strung
but-
together. He's had 4 pretty good rounds and the rest are doubles and triples and quads. And he's still getting rewarded. Like he had on a
crazy.
pass, the 7th hole at whatever golf course this is a par 4. He had an 8 for a point.
See, the flaw with this particular system and what you've read out then, yes, it does to someone of our standard, us three, shooting that number, you're quitting golf. You've hung up the boots. You've shot over 100. You'll never see a golf club will never see your face again.
I think. Hang on, before you go any further, we need to be super careful about where we tread with this because
of course.
golf and especially Golf Australia is trying to include everyone in this sport.
This relates to my next point.
Right, keep going.
It's the handicap system is there, and that's why it's so individual. So it's a handicap is there for you to compete against. It's you to compete against yourself. It's just a shame that now that relates to everybody else in the field.
Yep.
And then that relates to that top of the leaderboard, that $50 at sometimes, but your tournament of champions, that relates to that.
Yep.
It's just a shame that it then relates to that. Like on a scorecard, if you've looked at that and compared that to your handicap, you've had 2 points for the day.
Correct.
Or something. You've had fuck all points.
I'm going. I haven't even finished the round because I've left.
Relative to your standard, that's not good. But that's the beauty of it. That's relative to his standard. He's had a mind-blowing day. He's probably walked off that golf course going, I'm never going to play
That's
like
his
that again.
59. We've spoken about having your day before on this
Once again,
podcast. That's his 59.
a day. He's probably come out the next day and he's had his 29 points and had 130 off the stick. He's had that day. It's just the issue with that handicap system is, yes, he's beaten his handicap and he's played amazing relative to his standard.
Yeah.
To our standard, It's not what we want. It's
No.
not what we would strive for. It's not a good score for us. But for him, it's amazing. And then it relates to, and then it jeopardizes your enjoyment of a competition round.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it.
But as you get higher, it is easier to have that day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have more shots to work with.
The spectrum that you're working off is this wide as opposed to this.
Yeah, three bad holes playing off 35. Look, it sucks, but it doesn't matter.
But what's a bad hole playing off 35?
Exactly.
Is it an 8?
Exactly.
Or is it a 12?
Exactly. It's a scratch.
A bad hole playing off 4 is a double.
Is not getting a point.
It's a double bogey.
See, for me, if I don't get a point, I've got to work my ass off for the next 5 holes to get that back. I've got to birdie 4 of the next 5 to get that back and then stay back on track. Whereas for someone off that standard, they could have 2 scratches in a row and then par the next 2 for 4 points each. Bang, they're back on track.
Yeah. And like when we played, you had the par 3s where you had to birdie it to get 2 points.
I had to give back every par 3. I had to give a shot back on every par 3.
That's course rating. That's a whole nother conversation in its own right.
Let's get away from that. But yeah,
still,
I
like
understand your
that's
point.
that's just sheer dumb luck with that. Where
Exactly.
unfortunately at Heidelberg Golf Club, the par 3s are amongst the 7 holes that you had to give back.
There was 11 holes on that golf course where I was allowed to par for 2 points.
Yeah,
There was 7 holes where I had to birdie it for 2.
and none of them were par 3s.
No,
There you go.
no. Which there's 2 of them that I'll cop on the chin to be able to give a shot back. That's understandable. There's 2 of them that I'll be like, yep, okay. That's
6 and 17.
6 and 17 would probably I'll be like, yeah, okay. I'm hitting low iron to wedge.
Yep.
To this. Oh, excuse me. But the other 2, diabolical. 13 to have to give a shot back on that, hitting still 7 iron from a pretty front tee, 6 iron, 7 iron to a front tee. I'm like, really? Like, no, there's no tour stat on the planet that has you consistently making a 2 from 160 meters.
I want to raise a point, and I want your opinion on this, Michael, because the quote reads, right, golf does in fact reward mediocrity, and that's the issue I have. There is no reason for someone to look to improve their handicap when they're winning every week, which is strange. We should all be striving to improve in everything we do.
Yeah.
So old mate here who's had his 61 points off 55 handicap, why would he go and practice midweek?
But
Why would he look to turn his 3 putts into 2 putts?
It's a moral thing, I think. I think you want to try get better.
Yeah, but as
the
much as
taste
I
of
agree,
winning.
as much as I agree with your statement there's going to be that 5 to 10% of people who go 3 or 4 more wins this year, and I can buy myself a new set of wedges.
that's why there's people that
I didn't
sandbag.
think of that. Yeah.
There's people that sandbag going, I'm just going to kick my handicap up 4 shots because I know I'm better than this, and I'm going to win a few comps. There's me new wedges.
And saying
point.
that, it was good when I first started because I started off, I think it was like 26, 27. And I came down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And there was weeks where I would play Saturday and I won the comp. I played Sunday and I won the comp. And then, it did come down, and now I've equaled out and I haven't won anything for a while. But yeah, it did feel good winning.
And we've all been there at that point. And I think that when you and I joined the golf club, and you probably the same when you got first into it, you wanted to get better.
Oh, absolutely.
You're probably different to us in that sense because you were a lot younger and the perception of how good you could possibly be at that age probably wasn't there. But for us, being our third choice sport, we thought, well, I'm just going to get as good as this as I possibly can.
Yeah. And then work off that.
And that's just grown and grown and grown. I know, I'll say this till the day I die. I never thought I'd be playing off the number I'm playing now.
Yeah.
Never. If you never in a million years, if you told me when I was a 23 handicapper first joined the club that in 5 years' time you'd be playing off 5, I would never believe you.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. It's
Not a
18
fucking
shots win.
chance.
That's a lot.
Right.
My question to you is, how would you change a club comp to the handicaps are there to make it fair for everyone?
Yeah.
If you play great relative to your standard, you win a comp. Fantastic. How would you change it?
Well, that's hard because they've tried to do that by having A, B, C
That's good enough. Yeah.
to a point.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how you change it to whoever wins A has to beat whoever's in C to get an overall.
Well, in relation to your tournament of champions, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you put it like a handicap limit? Would you?
Yeah, that's when you get into trouble because then you're going to start.
And this is
Not
this has
having
been racking my brain all day.
I'm really trying to think here. Like
I've kind of thought of something. It's a bit left field.
I've got something as well that relates to something that very particular that article said that I actually think is a good idea only for the competition part of it.
Right.
For the handicap system, it's different.
I reckon because GA, RNA, USGA, whoever the governing bodies are in the sport, they want they want to be inclusive of everyone.
Yeah.
They want to they don't want to turn people away from the sport. And by putting in limitations to competitions or whatever, or, you know, if hypothetically, if a club was to turn around and say, right, you want to play on a Saturday afternoon? Sweet. You got to be under 18 handicap to do it, or under 10 handicap to do it. And it's just a shootout for your best players. No club would survive, right? Players would turn around, and if you segregate players and go, right, you play off 35, sweet. Your days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Have fun. Enjoy the golf course, right? You cannot do that. You can't do that. Unfortunately, we're still in an era where there's still a ladies' day and there's still men's only days. And you know what? Tradition is tradition, whatever it might be. I don't necessarily agree with it wholeheartedly, but I think there's a time and a place for everything. However, if you want to then turn around and say, right, based on your ability, you can or can't play on a certain day, is a whole nother ballgame. Because as a junior, I signed up at Heidelberg as a junior, and I was originally told it was only a few years ago where juniors weren't allowed to play on Saturdays. And they had to change it.
Yeah, so I've got a little bit of a spin-off of what the point you made, how it would get a bit funky if you were to restrict
I've
field.
I've got a system that works.
Do you have one?
A system? No.
Yeah. What would you implement something? What's the number one thing that you want to see different?
Oh, it's hard because I think that 18 handicapper range down would be a good way to kind of make it more even.
Yeah.
But then you're going to be playing against 20 other people.
Yeah.
Oh no, you'd fill it. The 18.5 is
the average. So if you cut it at 18, if you're slightly worse than average,
you're not making the cut. You're not making the cut.
Yeah.
But don't you think that might be motivation?
100% it's motivation.
But you got to play. You got to get better.
Exactly.
Correct.
So where can you play?
So here's the thing.
Here's my point. Here's my point that relates to what you were saying. I wouldn't say restrict people playing off 29 in playing on a Saturday. Don't restrict them playing in that comp field just because they're not good enough.
Yeah.
I would say if you pay your full fees and you're a full member of the golf club, you're entitled to whatever day you want at any time.
Correct.
However, there should be a limit of what prizes can be won to then give someone playing off 6 that has had 40 points shooting 2 over par, which is unreal. Or for yourself, you shot your 59, which was 2 under par playing off 8, which is 46 points. And look, to shoot anything more than 44 points off any number is a day out and a half. So if you got pipped on 46 points, there would have been questions asked.
100%.
Right? But
I would have been
46 points,
fuming.
you got it done. You would have been top of the table, yeah?
I won it by 5 points.
There you go. That's generally how you'd see it. 41, 42 is generally top of the table, and someone on one day during the week has that 45 there somewhere playing off a higher figure. But how I would restrict it is I would do that 18 handicap. 18.4 or better based off GA.
I wouldn't do 18.
I would. I think if you are capable and have the capability of breaking 90, you are then capable of breaking of then improving even lower. That's where I'll sort of draw the line.
So what you would say is that so my name is Christian. I play off 35.
Yep.
Right.
You can
rock up to my golf club on a Saturday. I don't pay comp fees because we pay our comp fees every week.
You don't pay comp fee, but you play for social handicapping. You're playing to beat you. You're playing to improve to then get that motivation. If you don't want to be motivated enough to then break 18 and then play in that competition field for money, no, stay on that 30 and just go out there and have a hit. Just go out there, have a hit. If you do have a good score, great.
Here's the thing, and I find this baffling because Rosanna has a culture of social handicapping, especially among the women.
Rosanna?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There's comp every day.
I know there's comp every day, but especially in that forward tee program because my mum's doing it.
Oh, that's to involve them in a competition. That's not social handicapping. That's just to get them to understand what a comp will feel like when they evolve.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what that is there.
Fine.
Yeah.
We'll take back what I said then.
Yeah.
I would like to see a culture of social handicapping amongst all golf clubs.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Right? I wouldn't set the limit at 18. I'd set it at like 25.
Okay.
Would you change it between clubs?
No.
If you saw yourself as a more prestigious club, would you want?
Oh.
Yeah, actually, no,
Like a-
that's a sick point.
What would you do in that sense? If you
100%.
were a member at Royal Melbourne, would the handicap be 12? Limit be 12?
15.
Maybe even lower, or like a PK, and you got like 70 pros there or something. 5.
Interesting. Well, you'd be shocked as to how many people are 5 or below at a golf course of that standard.
I know.
But that's probably a bit low.
It's a bit heavy.
But yeah, because if you're playing off 7, like you want to be playing in that comp.
Yeah,
against
correct.
someone playing off scratch. Like,
Correct. At
yeah.
that golf course.
But it's a good point. That's a good point. Would it change? Do you reckon it would change from club to club, or would it be global?
I think it'd be a club to club thing. I don't really think it should be a global thing. I don't want the RNA to turn around and go, right, as of tomorrow, if you play off 22, bugger that, you can't play on Saturday competitions.
No.
Have
you
fun,
can-
have fun social handicapping.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, and I've heard stories left, right, and center. A lot of people feel that as soon as they put money up to play in a comp, $5 comp fee, $8 comp fee, whatever it might be, that's when they're switched on and ready to go. That's when their sort of competition mode kicks in, and that's where they feel like they play their best golf when there's something on the line,
Okay.
right?
Do you feel the same?
God no.
No.
So if when you're handing over your $6 comp fee, or what is it at Heidelberg? $6?
not even.
The reason I hand over my $8 comp fee on a Saturday is so that it can go towards my handicap. That's it. I don't care.
Okay, so that's your mindset. Is that your, is you the same?
I'm pretty similar in that sense.
Yeah.
Our competition comes in when we throw the balls up and we're playing for drinks. And
See,
that's
that's a
less than the comp.
But that's social.
That's social. That's
That's my
social.
other point. That's my other point. That's why if people want to do that within a sectioned competition of a certain standard, great.
Yeah.
But for those guys that I see it all the time at Rosanna, guys are paying their comp fee just so they can play in that field. They don't give a fuck. They're there to be with their mates. That's the whole reason they're there.
Yeah.
They're there to go play with the same group of 4 of their mates, to see them, be social, go in, have a feed afterwards, have a drink. They're paying that $6 comp fee because that's what we've enforced. You can only play in that field if you pay your $6 comp fee.
Here's what I would do, right? Because a dilemma just popped into my mind. All right, if you're a pro and you're running a pro shop, you're a competition or whatever, and you've got me and Michael that rock up and go, back's a little stiff today. I'm not playing in the comp, but I'll have a social handicap score. Right? No. Off the numbers we play off, no. Whatever the limit is, if you're under it, you're in the comp or you don't play.
That's where a comp levy could be implemented. That
Right.
goes towards your subs.
Fair enough.
Maybe.
Fair enough.
But that's another rabbit hole. That's another rabbit
Each
hole.
club's different in how they
Exactly.
work their subs and stuff. But what I would like to see is, okay, cool. There is the handicap scoring aspect where you can go, right, I'm going to go out for a social bash today with my mum, for example, at Rosanna. I don't want to pay comp fees, but we're going to tee off at 4 in the afternoon, play 9 holes. Sick. I'll chuck that on my GA or whatever it might be. If that was the option to me, cool, I'd do it. Right? Whereas, because it then makes it more interesting for me. I can still score socially on the app and whatever else, but if
Yeah.
I'm just chucking in a handicap, and that'll really kick it in for me, where it's like, oh, this actually means something
Yeah.
more than just a bash around the golf course with me mum on a Friday afternoon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Likewise, if I'm then playing on a Saturday, if I'm under that limit, let's say it's 18, I'm playing off 5, I'm rocking up on a Saturday. If I'm under that limit and I'm on the timesheet, you're paying your comp fees, you're in the comp.
Yeah.
Because I think the biggest issue we've got now at the moment at some clubs is that people are showing up to play their rounds of golf because we've got comps every day.
Yeah. Same.
A lot of golf clubs do.
Yeah.
In the UK, they have 1 comp a month,
Yeah.
monthly medal, and that's it,
Yeah.
right?
That's crazy.
That would be so hard.
It's so hard
That's so
to
much
keep.
pressure on one day.
Well, that's why you see blokes
That's why it's a
in
tournament
6
aspect,
months.
yeah.
That's why you see blokes in 6 months go from 21 to 6 because they've come out and gone, I spend the whole month practicing playing off 21, playing all these rounds of golf, come out and have 54 points,
Yeah.
playing off 21 because
win
you're
the
actually
medal.
you're actually an 8 handicapper.
Yeah.
But you
That's why I would love to see that social handicapping. And do you reckon if you played off, for example, if you implemented the system I pointed out, if you were playing off 23 and the limit was 18, would you fudge a couple social handicappings to get it to 17, even though you didn't play off that standard?
probably.
Yes.
Do you reckon?
But still,
then
I
you'd go
reckon
out there and have 22 points.
Social handicapping still needs to be marked by somebody else,
Oh, absolutely, 100%. That's where you
and
need to be.
preferably someone who's playing in the comp.
That's where you need to be within that that competition field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's 7:15 to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. That is your competition field. The guys of that standard pay that comp fee. You're paying for money. That is a tournament environment.
This is where I'd like to see it. And this is just our case.
Yeah.
All in all. And I'd like to get your opinion on this. We just mentioned that Michael, myself, and Mitch plays a 3.
Yeah.
We're a 3 every week.
Yeah.
I'd like to donate that 4th spot to someone who plays off those higher handicaps to come and do a social handicap scoring with us marking them. Come play with us.
Yeah.
No dramas. Yeah. So if the club can get ahead of time and go, right, we know who these groups are, and they can make deals. If you wanted to go as far to say, right, the club would approach us and go, right, you guys play as a 3 every week. We'll just reserve your 4th spot every week, no matter where you book it, right? And that 4th player is going to be someone who plays off 35, 36.
See, I like that. And you're good for it because I've seen you play with high handicap players before. And like we'll go have a hit after work Thursday. So-and-so plays off 30. Why don't you just try doing this, you know?
So he thinks he's a coach.
We played a stroke medal. The day... The
You would
day
do
I-
it to me as well.
Hang on. That's because you asked the questions, first of all. We're playing around and you're like, what'd you do with this shot? And like, I'm sort of somewhat,
But
what's the word?
I think they would benefit from playing with a lower handicap, and then that would get them into that 18 handicap range.
eventually.
Would that motivate
So
him?
I think so.
the day after we had that conversation, I went and won the stroke medal, right? We played with a bloke who was brand new to the golf course, brand spanker, right? And he goes up and introduces himself and he goes, this is my first competition round at the golf club.
Oh, so he's nerves.
Playing a
Jitters.
stroke medal
Jitters.
off a handicap of 36, right? I caddied for him the whole day.
Yeah. See,
I told him exactly where he needed to go, what he needed to hit, how he's going to play the golf. He'd never seen the golf course before. Signed up the Friday, the day before, and the next day he was playing with us on a stroke medal round.
go on.
Of all friggin'
Stroke
things.
medal off the black. Yeah, that sounds like something I'll do.
And yeah, all right, fair enough. I went off and played a good round and won the stroke medal, right? But I was also caddying for him.
Yeah. You're probably distracted from your own game a little bit.
Exactly.
Probably.
It just allowed me just to zone out a little bit, and it was fine for me. But whatever. But I'd happily donate my time on the golf course to helping somebody else.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not competing. They're not going to take money off me,
Yeah.
and they're not going to take my spot in tournament of champs if I have a good day,
Yeah.
because they've had 47 points, but I've had 39.
Yeah.
Because 39 points should win you a comp. I don't care what you say. 39
Within a
points
grade. Within a grade.
should
yeah.
win you a whole comp, Joel.
I think 40.
That's 39 points within that 18 handicap range.
You should be within a sniff.
That's why my point is there.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, as we see every weekend, 43, 44.
Put it this way, right? We had a bloke on Saturday. I can't recall his name. Played off 13, and he won the comp. I was ecstatic.
good.
I was ecstatic. I don't know who this bloke is. I see his name every week on the timesheet.
Fantastic.
He played off 13, and it was the only reason why I was happy is because he plays off 13.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Because someone playing off 39 hasn't won the comp.
Yeah.
Here's my question for you. If there was no tournament of champions, would you go play your Saturday comp motivated to win the comp or to better your handicap?
I would be more inclined to better my handicap.
Yeah. Do you
There's
reckon
just
that would
that
be for
added-
everyone playing off 9 or 10, or do you reckon that would be just for yourself?
I think there's a limit because I think we're also not thinking about a different generation of golfers. We're young. What about those older guys that can't hit the ball 200 plus meters? That's where that handicap comes in. And
Yeah,
helps
sort of
them a lot
comes
as
in.
well.
Okay. So does that mean,
Because how much better can you get once your body limits you as well?
okay, should that then equate to a mentality or a standard?
Mentality.
So should that equate to a mentality? Someone playing off 65 that was very good when they were 80, 80
yeah.
when they were very good when they were
Yeah.
our age, when they could play off that scratch number, but they now play off 13, 14 purely because they don't have that capabilities anymore. Are they motivated within that 18 handicap range? Are they now motivated to play competition or just to play?
I think they come out for the social aspect.
Yeah.
Just
Well, there's
like-
that other
That is why the world handicap system, or any handicap system, even the old one, the Congo or whatever it was called, was ideal for this sport because it's a social sport as much as it is a competitive sport, right? It's molded for everyone. No one is excluded from this game. And that's why I tried to tread so lightly around saying, kick this person out because they don't play on that standard, right? I don't want that to happen. I really don't. I think it's such a shit thing to do to turn around and go, you're not good enough, out you pop, right? But you talk about age, you talk about ability, you talk about physicality and all that kind of stuff. And that all comes into the one thing, which is the handicap system. Yeah, you might be 65 years of age and you've lost 40 yards of distance in the last 10 years. Cool. All right. Instead of playing off 9, you play off 13 now. You still got a handicap, still pretty good golf.
Yeah.
What I'm concerned about is, and this is entirely a competition standpoint, this is entirely a fact of like, I'm paying money every week to try and win a comp. And granted, I don't play well every week. I'm out of the running more than I'm in it.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm paying money for somebody else who's might be just getting into it, which is great. Good on ya. But someone who's playing off those higher numbers, in my opinion, to sort of take advantage of.
It is. It's 100% taking advantage of it. They're playing off a standard that is
And if
purely robbery.
And everyone's situation is different. If you're fresh into the sport, you've never swung a golf club before, and you have a win on a Saturday, good on you. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But I don't know those backstories for everyone,
Yeah.
and I can't justify my feelings for everyone individually.
Yeah. It's there'd be so much work to do probably on each club level, like you said earlier. Like, it would probably come down to each club. Like, if you went to a Sandbelt or something like that, it could be different. If you went to somewhere like Yarrambat, it could be different. Like, you just don't really know.
Yeah.
Like, would it be a mentality change within people? Would it be a standard change? Like,
Do you think that sandbagging happens more in people that have been playing longer, or
It definitely happens. It happens
in.
in better golfers 100% than it does in worser.
yes.
See, I reckon
Correct.
like you just started golf. You got how many cards do you have to submit? Three.
3.
You've played 9. You've played 9. Okay. You've shot 15 over for 6. You shot 26 over for 3. What's stopping people from handing those 3?
It has to be your
I
first
don't
3.
think they might, unless
don't
they're
get-
shifty previously, or unless they have that knowledge of sandbagging
Generally,
to result in a comp win. I don't think they're going to actually have the knowledge to do, not the knowledge, but they have that mindset to do that.
generally, the way you avoid that is like it has to be your first 3. So any golf club, you have to go and check in before you get there.
Yeah.
And if I'm you, Joel, and I'm working in the pro shop and I go, right, Michael's a brand new member. This is his first round of the golf club. Are you going to score today, Michael? Yeah, I'm going to score today. No worries. Sweet. This is going towards your handicap rating. Sweet.
And it has to go in.
It has to go
through
in.
the system.
Really?
Handicap scoring or competition round does not matter. It has to go in. That's how it would work. You can't just go and play 9 rounds of golf and go, right, I shot at 89 here, 103 here, and 102. They're my 3 best scores. Bang. Put those in, and all of a sudden I'm playing off 17.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Doesn't work. You're only kidding yourself.
Exactly. That's
Right?
where
I've got
that's
a friend
where-
of mine at Berg. He plays with a couple of mates of ours that we hang around with a fair bit. He had his 3 rounds, and one of them was an absolute blinder. Even at his standards, he played unreal, and he got killed for it because he got given a handicap that he can't play to
Yeah. Yeah.
because he had one unreal day.
Yeah.
So now he's sort of blown out a little bit, and he doesn't care. Like it's fine. He's taking the right attitude about it, but like. Now he's trying to go, right, I've blown out again, and that's probably a true representation of where my golf's at. Now I'm going to try and bring it back.
Yeah. Well, that's where the handicap system now is kind of caters for that sandbagging.
Yeah, you
because
can't hide, can you? Really?
Not really, because that's where those flags come into effect. If someone playing off 12 goes, shit, I really want to win the net B grade net this year, I'm going to sandbag it out to 17 and hard cap. Right? They're going to go out to 17, play to 10 or 11, win. But those 3 rounds or those couple of rounds that they've played well is beating 17. So that averages out again. It brings their handicap back down. So when they play again, they've actually just been bringing it back to reality. So they've hurt themselves.
Absolutely.
Back to your point, they've actually hurt themselves. So that's where the handicap system is. Yeah, there's flaws in everything.
It's such a broad topic.
But it can catch out people doing that.
Yeah. You're always going to have those shifty people.
100%.
Oh, it's
Yeah, like,
everywhere.
there's
It's
always
everywhere.
people going,
It's,
Yeah.
it's everywhere.
Legit.
It's
I'm
I'm going to
everywhere.
win 3 comps and get Joel to give me a short game lesson, and then I'm going to go to a 14 handicap.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I reckon we could sit here for 4 hours and keep talking about
absolutely
this.
we could.
I want to move on swiftly because we are taking up a big chunk of time on that. I think it's a good topic. I think it's one that's going to be continued to be debated, and I hope it sparks a little bit of debate amongst the listeners.
Yeah.
We're all sort of under the agreement between the 3 of us that something needs to be done.
Yeah.
We just don't know what that is just yet.
Yeah, there's different ways.
We've
to
offered
do
up a couple of scenarios, some that are really doable, others that you sort of
Mine would be
grimace a little
pretty
bit.
hard to implement.
Sort of grimace a
I
little
know how
bit.
to implement it straight away. I know exactly how to do it. It would piss a lot of people off, but I don't care. So
Can't keep everyone happy.
No, exactly. Let's move on to these. We have a couple fan questions. We'll call them. Fuck it, they're fans.
They're
fans.
They're second
They are.
cut questions, and they've been sent in
Yeah.
by subscribers and viewers of the podcast.
Let's
and
involve our guest as best as
some
possible.
of them, some of them a little bit older than others, so we apologise for not getting to them sooner.
Yeah. Well,
However, one of them comes from the man himself,
From Short Game Michael.
hey, short game here.
from Short Game Michael. Do you want to ask yours first, mate?
Yeah, go yours. Ask yours.
We've talked about it before, I think.
I think a little bit on the course.
My question was you take your average golfer, what we say, 18.5?
18 handicapper.
18 handicapper. You put him as a full-time job. You're 9 to 5, 8 hours.
Playing
every
golf.
day, playing golf. How good do you reckon he could get within the year?
So they're putting, are
They're
they
putting
committing
40 hours a week into training.
40 hours a week into training?
A
Hang on,
full-time
hang on,
job.
hang on,
You make
hang
it
on.
a full-time job.
Hang on. I'll speak last.
Okay. 40 hours a week into practicing. So playing and practicing.
Playing and practicing. All right.
Okay.
I reckon it's the best way to put it. Because you probably play, if you had the whole week off, you're probably playing two comps a week,
Twice, maybe 3 times.
and the rest of the time you're practicing,
Yep.
doing whatever else.
And there's no injuries.
No injuries. You can dedicate one of those days to physio, recovery.
Okay, so you've got all the assets available to you.
it's a full
You
time-
don't have to be hitting balls for 40 hours a week. You can do everything around making you a better golfer.
So it could be gym 8 to 10.
See, here's the
Come
thing.
in.
Oh, fuck. That
Go for a
fucks. That
swim.
kind of fucks my point now. Yeah, go.
I don't really think they get as low as people might think.
I disagree.
Really?
I strongly disagree.
So I reckon I'm more on Joel's side. I reckon.
I
get
reckon.
really,
I seriously.
really
I
good.
know shit. I know shit. Someone playing off 18 that plays once a week. If you gave them 9 to 5 every day and you provided them with gym work, exercise, dieting, practice, had that coaching aspect behind it, had that physio behind it, they would get absurdly good in 2 months.
Yeah. So
They
not
would get to single figures within 3 months, and if they kept along, and obviously you have to have that mental side of it as well. I reckon playing off 18, which is, look, I've always said if you can play to 90 and have the chance to break 90, you can make your way around a golf course.
Yep.
You can, right? So to get from shooting that number to what's he working back to scratch?
Just the question is, how low can they get?
How low can they get?
How good can you get?
The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
How long does he get to do this for?
A year.
1 year.
12 months, gets the scratch.
Easy.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Within for your average 18 handicapper.
There's so
can-
many so many branches that you could go off.
Exactly.
Like, is it an 18 handicapper who's got a pretty decent golf swing already and can hit a ball half decently? Like
Doesn't
I was
matter.
at 18 handicap.
Doesn't matter.
Or is it someone like who's picked up a golf club twice or 3 times, put their 3 handicap rounds in, and has been spat out 18, and then all of a sudden we've got to take that lump of clay and mold it into a scratch golfer.
It's if you devote so much time consistently for so long, your body changes, your mind changes, everything changes, your muscles change, everything changes. And yeah, people play, they go, oh, I've been playing off 19 for 7 years now and I play 3 times a week. Well, they don't have that guidance, nor do they know what they're fucking doing. They don't have that practice session. They don't have that professional knowledge to assist them.
Yeah, and it comes off that there was a saying, I can't remember, it's like you put 15 minutes into something every day.
Yeah.
So many minutes comes 1,000, puts you in the top 5%. You
Yeah.
become a master. at
Yeah,
it.
10,000 hours,
10,000 hours.
determines you to be a master of whatever it is.
You're not doing 10,000. Are you doing 10,000 hours of work in a week?
I've not
Not in a week.
In a year, sorry.
to accumulate
It'd be a lot.
I could probably work this out.
10,000 hours of. Nah, if you're doing 40 hours a week, it wouldn't be, would it? Oh no, it would be.
wouldn't be.
It's
No, it's not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close. However,
not even- it's
however,
2,000 hours.
However,
You're a fifth
I
of the way
think
there.
to fully answer your question, someone playing off 18, 40 hours a week, having that dietitian, physio, exercise training, coaching,
They're getting the
access
tour
to the golf
treatment.
course, The tour treatment. Let's go with that. I like that.
You don't
They
have
are-
to worry about winning as well.
They are
Your
getting
financials covered.
to scratch.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I back it.
I won't say
back it.
scratch.
I 100%.
I'll say
back
low
it.
single digits.
Single.
I 100%.
I'll say
back
low
it.
single digits because I still think I'm learning how to I think decision making and getting yourself around. There's one thing to get around a golf course. There's another thing to get around a golf course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that I think that's the longest thing, or the thing that takes the longest to learn properly.
Yeah, but that will happen a lot quicker than you may think.
Yeah. So
I'd love to put this to the test somehow. If anyone wants to donate some cash, and I'll do
How's-
it.
how about 80 grand?
Yeah, if anyone wants to
What
pay
would
my
you take? What would be your money for the year to say I'm not working? I'm dedicating everything to golf.
Fucked if I know.
it'd
more than that.
have to
More
it'd have
than
to
that.
match my earnings.
I would take a cut.
You take how much? Okay,
I would take a cut if I could just.
what's the absolute minimum? Because I'll front it.
I reckon.
Fuck it, I'll half it.
Yeah. You're both gonna. I would get 30 grand off you both. I reckon.
30 grand, so 60 grand
60 grand for the year.
for the year.
I would dedicate
But
a year to golf.
60 grand. Yeah, okay. I'd
But
probably do a
in
similar
the
number.
same parameters that you just described,
Yeah.
you'd run out within a month.
Hang on, he's not trying to have a crack at pro, dude. If you gave him 60 grand
Yeah.
just to play golf every day and see how low he could get, he's not turning pro.
Sorry, never mind.
No, wouldn't
No, I
take
thought you were going to go see that dietitian, physio, coaching.
Yeah, no,
everything.
no. But like, here's the thing: you
I
don't
know
have to do
people.
that. You don't have to go to see the dietitian every week.
No.
You don't have to go see the physio every week.
It's that tour treatment.
It's a tour treatment.
Like I said, everything provided for you. That was the question.
Maybe after that year, I might be on the tour.
Maybe.
Who knows? Who knows?
don't know.
Well, thank you, Michael, for your question.
I like that. That's a good one.
This
I like
one comes from Rowie95,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to know golf balls for a low price range, a medium price range, and a high price range. What we would recommend?
Here's my question to. Well,
gonna
probably.
ask what I'm
Well,
playing,
I'll probably ask you more than I'm going to ask you because. Well, I'm not going to say being around me, but being around that club aspect and a high premium ball, I don't know what you play
We'll play
well
Pro
enough.
V1s.
You play that premium ball and you know what it's all about. You know those lower standards because we've spoken about that. What do you use?
Pro V1s.
Okay. What did you use?
I've had a mix. I've gone from TP5s.
Yeah.
I've tried the Callaway
Chrome
Chromes,
sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, and ended up Pro V1s.
Do you think there's a difference between a Titleist, a Callaway Tour a Chrome Soft or a soft Callaway ball that
Do I
is
feel
a two-piece
do
ball
I
compared
feel
to the
a
Pro V?
difference?
That's a
Or-
massive question you've just asked there
Do you
because I
care
can,
about a difference?
Probably not. I was actually thinking the other day. I'm like, I need a new box of golf balls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing at the pro shop and I'm going, do I go those ones
Mm.
or do I just go the ones that I've been playing, the old faithful Pro V ones that I know what's happening, or do I experiment, drop the price down a little bit, not get such a tour? What would you say?
to a result,
Yeah,
to
golf
a
ball
standard.
for someone who's playing off not plus 10, playing off 10,
Do you think
Probably
the Pro
should.
V1 is too good of a ball for your standard?
probably. Do you reckon it's?
I strongly disagree.
You
So
reckon
do I.
everyone
The
should be playing-
the number one golf ball is Titleist, the Pro V1. It's proved, and it just is. It's proven with every stat on tour and every club golf.
Yep.
There is no such thing as any equipment too good for anyone of any standard. No such thing. It's the best ball. It's the best ball. It's hands down, regardless of what standard you're off. And people, and like you did say, do you want to experiment with something that is of a
Cheaper.
less quality or cheaper because you don't think you're up to that standard?
I'm pretty sure, I can't remember who it was, but there was a pro that was shown and he was talking about golf balls, similar to what we're talking about. And he said that you need to swing at like a 108 to get the most out of it.
Go away. Stop. I'm cutting that off right now.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Yeah.
But how many people swing at 108? Like, what would you consider getting the most out of a golf ball?
Well, it depends on the parameters of the actual golf ball for one. But what was he
What
saying?
do you see in a? Do you get more distance off the tee? Do you get more spin on the green? Like someone at my handicap,
Do you care about that?
I can't control it. I'm not skillful enough to control that spin on the green I'm more worried about getting it on the fairway, let alone how far down the fairway.
Okay, so you care about something that feels.
That's a great point.
So do you care about something that feels better?
I think so.
Okay, so that
Feels
usually,
better to me.
what feels better, a Titleist Pro V1 or a Callaway Warbird?
But I think you have to That's
That's it.
Well,
Fair enough.
the
That's
other
a
thing.
that's a great
Find your happy medium.
find your happy
tailor-made
medium.
practice.
But and the practices
The practice.
The practices are a good ball.
to answer Roey's question, a low price range golf ball. Give me one.
Give him one. Probably like a Strixon of some sort, or
Strixon
every brand brings out a range of golf balls that goes from what they think is what is premium, what is a lower standard. Titleist, the Titleist True Feel is like $32 a dozen. It's fuck all. It's cheap as, but it's a 2-piece. It feels good. That's it. Doesn't overspin. Doesn't really do much. It doesn't. It's not your max distance ball. And then you have your Pro V, which is your best of absolutely everything, which feels great. Responds really well, which is what I look for.
I suppose to answer this question, other than going and saying, right, buy a Strixon or a Callaway Warbird or a Chrome Soft, whatever it might be, right? The broadest way to answer this question is to turn around and say, look, each golf manufacturer is going to bring out a ball at each different price range to stay in the market, right? Find something that you feel is comfortable enough for what not only your price range that you're looking for, but also something that you feel comfortable using and getting the benefits out of. You can't sit here and say, because I can't answer this question and say that the best low range golf ball is a Strixon because for these reasons. I've not hit them.
Yeah.
I've used 3 golf balls in my life. They're all premium golf balls, right? And when I was bashing it around the public tracks with my dad when I was 9, didn't care.
Yeah.
Right, but I had that fear as a kid of using Titleist because I always thought that they were for premium. They were too good.
What would you recommend?
As a golf ball?
Yeah.
Pro V1.
Yeah.
Pro V1.
It's recommended by all the
By
professionals.
all the pros and all the pros and experts.
It says it on the back of the ball.
What's your favorite ball though? Do you use the Pro V just because you've been told you should use the Pro V because it's the best ball?
No, because I have experimented with a few, as I said, using the TB5, the Callaway Chrome Softs, and I think it's also a mental thing. Like I was going to say, is it also to do with clubs?
Let's not dive
Fuck
down that rabbit
we're
hole.
going to go down that rabbit hole.
Because I feel better when I know I've got my clubs.
Yeah.
I feel better over it.
Because you've got something, it might not be 100% premium, but it's what you...
Yeah,
it's what you've got. It's what
just
you
in
know.
my mind.
Okay.
I'm like, this is good.
Okay. So the Pro V1 for you is your ball?
Yeah, at the moment, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Until I find something else.
Interesting. But what was his 100% question, bro?
The question was, give us a recommendation for your low, medium, and high price range. So I'll rattle it off. I think if you're looking low,
Do your top 3 low. Go.
low. I can't give you 3. I'll give you 1.
As in one from each. So
One
your
of
low
each.
price range, give us one.
I'd probably go for like a Callaway Warbird, $20, $25 a dozen.
Okay.
If you're looking for just a shit ball to hit in the backyard or to chip and putt.
Mid.
This is where I'm losing. Probably an AVX.
Sure.
I don't really know the market
that's a
that
premium
well.
ball.
I don't really know the market
And
that
then
well.
your top ball is...
a Pro V1 or a TP5.
So-
I think at our level, my level, I don't really think I could pick the difference between the two.
Yeah.
If you gave me a blindfold test and said, "Don't look at the ball, just hit it."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would go for your great low end ball is probably like a Strixon soft feel, Strixon
cool.
AD 333, something like that. They don't scuff up easily. They feel great.
Yeah, and this is what
They're
you're
durable.
looking for. You're looking for something that's going to
It's
last.
$30, $35 a dozen, pretty good. That mid range, probably your Callaway Chrome Soft, something like that. That's a mid.
That's a premium golf ball.
Mid to premium. The tour balls are.
Higher mid.
Yeah, the Chrome Soft
Chrome
X.
Tours they've brought out, yeah.
The Chrome yeah, anyway, so that's a great mid-range ball. I've hit the Chrome Soft before. I think they feel great. They don't quite respond how I would see a Pro V. And then your top, your premiums, particularly for myself because I promote Titleist so much and I use their products so exclusively and
Yep.
only have for the past 4 years is your Titleist Pro V1, your AVX and your Pro V1X are the top premium ball. And the TP5s, some people do believe, and I think they do somewhat compete with the Pro V in some respects, but it's like that.
Yeah.
The Pro V1 is just that
top.
ball. It is.
And I think Titleist have got a strong hold on the market at the moment because they are the best
do.
golf ball,
And
and people
by
just
this much.
people who probably don't really think people who probably don't need it use it, And fair
Correct.
enough.
Correct.
Moving on.
Cool. Another one.
Matt Ross, this is the last question we've got. Thank you very much for sending in your questions, and please keep them coming in.
Absolutely.
What are our thoughts on getting fitted for a putter?
Have you had putter fitting before?
I haven't had a putter fitting, but I found my putter.
You found it.
I found my putter.
What do you have?
I've got the Scotty square back.
Square back.
Yeah, delicious.
Special select square back.
Special, yeah.
Gorgeous putter.
And he hates it.
It's the same one that you let me
Mate,
for a little while.
But
yeah.
I used your one, and I was like, "This feels better."
Fell
than
in
mine.
love with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take his when he's not looking.
You're gonna steal Joel's putter when he's not
Yeah.
looking.
But
I wonder
considering
where that square back ended up.
maybe I should try different putters because before that I had some Wilson, and you touch it, and it's like 300 yards.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
Yeah,
It's out of there.
I've had a
hot face.
wide variety of putters in my time, and as have you.
Yeah.
Would I get fitted for a putter? 1,000%.
1,000,000%. 100%.
The club you use the most.
Absolutely.
100%. You use it
Absolutely.
every hole, at least maybe 3 or 4 times a hole if you're not that great at putting.
Yep.
And if you want to shave that down to 2 or 3 or even once a hole, great. Go get fitted.
100%.
Pick a manufacturer that you like, or just go to a general club show, like a drum and golf or something. If you're looking for entry level stuff, great.
I've got a very, very simple couple step process in order to get putter fitting. It is so easy, and putter fittings are piss, absolute piss, right? So you got to like what you're looking down at.
Correct.
Are you do you like looking down at a blade? Do you like looking down at a mallet? And in fairness, mallets work better than blades. They are more forgiving. They're better, easier to control speed, and it's got a slightly wider range on the face in order to hit the center. It just does. It's just the way they're designed.
Yeah.
Right. However, you got to like what you're looking down at. I can't look down at a mallet.
Neither can I.
I just can't do it.
Not the same as
There's some mallets that I putt the dots off it with, but I can't look down at it. So it doesn't raise me with that confidence.
100%.
However, then you got to figure out by a trained professional, you have to have someone that knows what they're looking at, what neck you need. So necks are huge. One, is it face balance? Do you have a pretty straight back, straight through putting stroke? It can be arced, but there's not much of that face variance where it goes like this, open and closes. Okay. Or do you have a very arced putting stroke where that face opens and closes? Do you need something with toe hang? Do you need something that's face balance? Do you need to find that plumber's neck happy medium? What do you need? And that trained professional will be able to tell you and then fit you into something that relates to that.
Yeah.
Put you in a blade that relates to that. Put you in a mallet that relates to that with that neck. And then it goes to length, hit a couple putts. Does it feel good? It has to feel good. It has to look good. And then put you in something that has that neck. Bang, there's your putter fitting. Easy.
It
takes 15 minutes.
It's a simple fitting process. You fitted me for both my putters, my last 2 putters, the Scotty and the PLD, by eye pretty much.
You chose your PLD because you had those specs of what putter you liked. You like looking at a blade. I said you need a plumber's neck. And then you've got your spec. Go.
Yeah, go.
Go find your putter.
So,
Easy.
yes, get fit for a putter.
100%.
Don't necessarily have to go and spend hundreds on a fitting.
No.
Spend hundreds on a putter.
Yes.
Don't spend hundreds on a fitting. You can get them done by a local club pro.
Yep.
Be careful about the vibe that you get because they might just be looking to sell you an expensive putter.
One piece of advice, don't let the pro sell you the putter. Don't let them tell you what you need. You need to tell them, I like this. I like the feeling of this. I like the look of this.
Does it work?
And then they just massage you into something that relates to exactly that.
That's what. Go see Joel.
Yeah, come see Joel.
I back myself to be a very good putter fitter. I think I know what I'm
second
looking at.
that.
I think I know what I'm looking for when I see someone hitting a putt, and I back myself, and it relates to the people that have bought putters because they come back 6 weeks later going, this is the best putt I've ever got.
There you go.
And it's like because it relates to what they need, and I just say that's going to do the trick. They hit it, they love it, and anyway.
Very
I've
good.
got a question for both of you.
Okay.
You're on the golf course. Say you get in a scuffle, whether it be a person or a kangaroo. What club are you using to defend yourself?
Go hit me. What putter?
What putter?
What putter are you using?
Sorry,
He's got
I
so
had
many.
putters in my head.
Okay, I'm gonna add something onto this because I saw a question on this on Instagram last night similar to this.
No, fuck that. Answer his question.
I will, but I'll add on to it. If you are going to swing a club at an animal because you're being attacked, are you interlocking your grip?
Yes. Yes. If it's a golf club, if it's a baseball bat, nah.
Yeah, if it's a golf club,
I'm going like this one. I'm going.
yeah,
No.
nice, slightly,
Yeah.
slightly strong.
Yeah. What club are you picking?
Look, putter's probably the heaviest and the biggest head, and we're probably going to cause the most damage. But I don't want to damage my PLD,
Exactly.
so I'm going to say like a gap wedge or something, something nice and thin. I can just hack into.
Yeah, I'm very similar. I would choose putter, but not mine. So I wouldn't choose my putter.
My putter.
I would choose a putter because once again,
A mallet?
they're the heaviest. Oh my god, that thing
is so heavy.
caused that's the reason the Rosenman fell. That is the reason that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is the heaviest fucking thing I've ever had.
It's
in my
so
life.
heavy.
Anyway, but yeah, I would choose putter. But if I
both
could,
putter.
if I couldn't choose my putter, I would choose my lob wedge or something,
I would go 6 iron.
a 58 degree or something like that.
Why?
6 iron
Really?
because 5 iron I use a lot.
Oh, so this is out of your bag?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm choosing my 50 degree. I don't use that as often.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
And
do
then
the
shit.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to have time to go to my bag because I'm in the shit. You're on the fairway.
I'm gonna root coming at me. I'm like, oh.
You're like, quickly pass me your 6 iron. There you go. So I would go 6 iron. It's probably my least used club.
Okay. Fantastic.
Driver would be good. A bit of reach, a bit of whip.
But it's also
But it's my
not
most
doing much
expensive
damage.
club.
Yeah, but I just don't. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
It's too light. I don't think driver's going to cause that much damage.
But yeah, that has that a wedge or an iron has that head weight.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, you know.
Anyway.
But do you really think that you're going to have the mental stability if a root is
I would
has
find your
squared
6
up just
iron.
to go? Hang on a sec.
I would hit him. I would hit him straight in the Pro V1s. Just straight up.
Full speed. Full speed.
150 club speed, just bang, straight in the Pro Vs.
Let's leave
great
it there.
question.
That is
I like
that is a fantastic question. That is a great spot to finish it, I
like
reckon.
it.
Michael, thank you very much for coming in, mate. We really appreciate it.
No worries.
It's been a pleasure to have you on as our first guest officially. Joel, always, mate, pleasure. Episode 14 is in the books.
always.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast again this week. We hope you've enjoyed. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Give us 5-star ratings, all that kind of stuff. It's lovely and we appreciate it very much. Check us out on Instagram and our TikTok as well. Plenty more clips coming up there. We're looking to have a filming session very soon and chuck some stuff out.
Yes.
We have one in the books, but I don't think we're going to use it. It's not
we
that.
we had a sniff with a little bit of tech that we had, and we tried it. We liked the idea. It just didn't come out how we wanted. So
Correct.
we're just going to give
So
it
we'll
another
pro-
rip.
We'll probably bank that, and we might put some clips up from that, but I don't think we'll use the whole thing. Anyway, look, we'll move on.
A little bit of couple moments that are.
A couple moments that I'd rather not have.
That's why he's getting
No,
rid of
no,
it. He told me what happened.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Just to put it out there, if you like, because you're not going to see that. The first hole that we played of our 6-hole match, the first hole that we start recording, we had our little game mics on right there, right? And he starts recording. I've put one up the middle. He's put his just left of mine, right? I have 102 meters in.
And you
he
hole
starts
out.
recording. I hole it from 102 meters, and you can hear in the audio. I'm like, that's going to be pretty good. All right, that's straight at it, drags. I reckon that's pretty good. And we get up onto the green. It's in the hole, first hole of our GJ.
First hole recorded on video, and he goes and holds out
I
from
goes
100
holds
meters.
it, and he's like,
And,
I hate you. I hate you.
No ace cam.
I'm absolutely spewing.
Nah,
It's just straight hole.
It was
just
a par
straight,
four.
straight
It was par
hold
four.
it. Just hold it. No. It spun back 20 feet.
yeah.
I wish I saw it because that would have fizzed.
It would have been sick. But
Yep.
anyway, we'll leave it there. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next week for episode 15. Thank you, Michael, for joining us.
No worries.
Hit them well. And we'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Cheers.